What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Today, we're breaking into some cigars. The setup here, a little rough. We're outside. We're not in the normal office. I started with thinking I'm going to bring my phone out here, do a quick little video. I have everything out here, by the way. I got my big lights. I got the desk, the laptop, 2 cameras. You know, we're rocking with everything here now. You know what I mean? We're just multi-angles outside. So, again, if you're just tuning in, you're not watching this live, feel free to kind of skip through or make sure you tune in every Friday, 8:45 Eastern Time. We go live, we have some drinks, we have some fun. So, today we're going to be getting into a little bit of Eagle Rare and a little bit of Eagle Rare cigars. I don't typically do cigars on this channel. I'm not the guy you want to come to for cigar reviews, but I do know if a cigar is going to pair well, you know, and I can tell you if it's good or not, and I can pull out some things from it, but like I'm not going to be pulling out every tiny little note from a cigar. But more or less, Eagle Rare cigars with Eagle Rare, we've been waiting for it. You know what I mean? Waiting to see if this really is a good pairing, or is this more of like a marketing gimmick? You know what I mean? So when it comes to this, we're going to dive in here. Let me go ahead and check the chat real quick, and then we'll get this show on the road. Aggressive. She shut the door on me. Let's see. Let's Bonding Over Whiskey says, I'm late. I know. Technical difficulties. I was trying to figure out how to get everything set up, but like the outside's going to change, right? It's bright right now, but in 30 minutes, it's going to be pitch black. So I was trying to figure out how can I get the settings properly to move into that, but it's probably not going to happen. So I'm going to get up and fix the settings if I have to. Liz in the chat, Tuxedo Cat in the chat. He thought he was going to be late. If anybody doesn't know, Tuxedo Cat has a little wrench next to his name. I did make him an admin or a moderator. He doesn't know that yet, but he does now. Tater Dom in the chat. About time he's back in here. Old Fashioned Ways in the chat. What's going on, buddy? All right, boys. Let's get a little pour first, and then we'll break into the cigar. Ooh, what a pop on that boy. Yeah, I mean, so for the old-fashioned ways for cigars, like, you know, I like cigars. I normally go to, like, acids and things like that. I'm kind of breaking into some different ones. But I'm definitely not the guy you're going to come to and be like, I need his review on that. You know what I mean? So it's, but I'll be able to tell you if it's good. This is batch number 22-E2-21F for the Eagle Rare cigars. Bro, it looks good. That's 50% of a battle with a good cigar is does it look good? You know what I mean? So when it comes to this stuff, that's how far we're going so far. Tuxedo Cat, I didn't make you the moderator manager because I didn't know how far the power would go to your head. So we'll test it out. But yeah, you could basically kick somebody if the comments are too crazy. So if you haven't had Eagle Rare, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't get a lot of bourbon notes from this, if that's what it's going for. It just smells like normal kind of tobacco there. I don't even have an ashtray. Where's my wrench? You don't get a wrench, my guy. The chat doesn't like you too much. They said it was an unsafe environment with you. Remember? Save this too. What he says? Don't get into a cat fight? Jesus. You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Absolutely. One thing that's tough with an outside stream and not in the office, it's hard to see the computers. I can barely read all this stuff. Not that I could like read good before or anything, but that we have like a live audience downstairs. High Top says that was Shelton. Totally get it. The guy's a prick. I will say, it's like I'm not doing anything crazy to it. It's kind of like flaking apart already. By the way, these cigars are not cheap by any means. The oh, it's not on here. I bought these a while ago. I bought these probably back in January, and I believe for a pack of 5, right? There's 5 in there. Yeah, a pack of 5 was like $60, so a little over $10 a cigar, which individually is not a bad price, but you can't buy them individually. You just buy the pack. You know what I mean? Oh, you guys are moving quick tonight. Let's see. Cat, I ain't afraid of you and that dirty tux. Oof. He's like, damn, call my bluff. All of a sudden, we don't see bonding over whiskey in the chat. Taylor John says, I've been in Vegas since last week. I didn't get an invite, my guy. Old Fashioned Way says, make sure to take care of that liver. Ah, debatable. We drink water. I got water down here. Yeah, Tater, you have not sent me your email yet. People have been fighting over that. They want me to redo it on Friday, but I told them I'd wait for you. We're turning and burning the thoughts here, guys. It's not like reviewing whiskey where you take a sip and you kind of get the instantly know. When you do a cigar, it's like you got to do both and really like think about it if you want to like talk about it. I can tell you like it smokes fairly well. The part that I don't like is it's falling apart. I don't know if you guys can see. Maybe that's a user error thing, but it's flaking all types of crazy. But beyond that, it has a fairly good pull on it. Like I'm not sucking my eyeballs out of their sockets to get anything out of it. The um the taste itself is just more like oak with. I get where they're going with like a bourbon blend with it, but I don't get like tons and tons of bourbon notes. What I was expecting in my head, this isn't like anything I read on. I was expecting to get similar notes that were in the bourbon in the cigar, like maybe like hints of vanilla or hints of caramel, hints of like sweetness in a sense, right? But that's not what I'm getting. I don't get any kind of like sweetness off of it. Just more just kind of oakiness. It does kind of remind me of like a bourbon barrel, where like you can tell it may have had like some aging process to it. Bro, you guys are going crazy. Face fuchsia poop shape? What? Oh, is that a meme or is that like a emoji? Let's see. Call me old fashioned, or Tuxedo says, "Call me old fashioned." Did you see my reply to you on the space picture post, or did YouTube hide it? I mean, I saw it. I don't think YouTube hid it. You're talking about the Gallica bottle that is being currently aged in space. They're gonna basically they did like a bourbon, right? And they aged it for 3 years down here and then 1 year in space. It's not actually like space. It's just like in the outer orbit, which I mean, it's still pretty cool. They're charging $75,000 a bottle, but I did say like, hey, a little space age bourbon would be pretty cool. I'm not spending 75 G's, guys. Yeah, Cat. I don't think it recognizes the emojis. But that's most people don't put emojis in the chat. But oh, it is. There it is. Cat, no, I don't think it showed me that because I didn't see that one. What was funny is bro, I went. I'll just pull this one up. I can't pull it up on screen, but I took a picture of it, bro. I was cracking up the other night. Where is it? I probably already deleted it. Oh wait, no, there it is. So like every once in a while, I'll go check the hidden comments, bro, just for like a good laugh. You know what I mean? And somebody named Cock McBall says, "LOL, fucking hipster looking douche. Call me old fashioned, despite the fact that you copy modern, pathetic looking fruits." I did respond saying you could have just called in and told me that because it was a call in show. I didn't get a response yet, so I'm still waiting on that. But fuck, that was funny. Like when I first read it, I was drinking. I almost spit my drink out. Jenny says you got a killer beard. Thank you. It's actually looking a little rough today. We're out and about outside, and this Florida heat I got a poof. You know what I mean? It's it also needs to be trimmed down a little bit. My barber apparently went on vacation for a week, so we're looking a little homeless. Bonnie Overwisty says, "Aren't the planets aligning today?" I don't think so. I probably would have heard about that. Bonnie says, "I'm exercising right now, but once I'm done, I should. What should I pour tonight? I got 1792 Bourbon Bond and Kentucky Spirit. Probably I would go Kentucky Spirit." Bonnie says that dude's hateful. I mean, I get a good Hello. I get a good joke out of that stuff. That stuff don't hurt my feelings. But I like to wait until I get like a good little buzz going, right? When I'm watching some TV, having a couple pours off stream, I'll get a couple buzz going in the comments. It's like going to my own roast. You know what I mean? I saw that and I was watching the Tom Brady roast. I was like, they should have had that guy. Florida ain't got heat, it got humidity. Facts. But it is hot. It's like 90 something degrees here. I don't like the heat. I like the mountains. I like the cold. I like Vegas. Or North Carolina. I really like North Carolina as well. So, I will say, for this cigar, obviously, like I know proper reviewers, they'll tell you how the start was, the mid, the body, the finish, things like that. I will say it's burning fairly slow, which is really nice. I haven't been really kind of choking it down much, but it's not my favorite. I would probably still save the money and buy the like acid blondes because I think those are really good, especially for the price. I think these are kind of cool to have with the whiskey, but like I don't know if it would be worth buying a pack. I think having a one kind of like a cool thing to do once. It's like going to Disney. Let's go. Let's say we did it, and let's get back home. You know what I mean? Because if you just smoke it, you're not taking like a sip every two puffs. Like it gets kind of weird. I do say the cigar it does enhance the pour though. Not the pour enhance the cigar. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to go. I don't know. But I'm just giving you my thoughts so you can kind of break it down yourself. But I think the cigar enhances the pour. It gives it a little bit more of that smoky oakness to it that you get from the cigar. Let's see. Bonnie says, "Cool, cool. It's been a while since I've had Kentucky for 13 years. Now you moved to Texas." Yeah, Texas gets hot, hot too. Um, Tuxedo Cat says, "I had an idea. I don't know if it's good since it's not really a flavor, but what if distillers chopped up and used barrels and sell them as a old-fashioned smoking kit like wood things? I don't know, LOL, just thinking." I think that'd probably be a cool idea. I don't know how well it would work because I don't know the logistics behind that. Because most of the time, people will just reuse the barrel or just sell the barrel um, as like a decor piece. I don't know. I don't know on that. I know they're already charred, so it might be just too much char. right? And it just gets more ash in your cup. You know what I mean? I don't know how logistically that would work. I think there was one thing I saw, and you guys let me know if you want me to go and buy one. There was it's a TikTok thing, I think, where the guys were on TikTok, and it was called Whiskey Grail, right? And basically, it is like they call it a vessel. I call it a cup, like a cup that you drink, your pours out of. But instead of it being glass, it's white charred oak glass or cup. It's not. It's wood. You know what I mean? It's charred oak. But basically, everybody's saying that it's supposed to smooth out your whiskey. It's supposed to give it a little bit of that oaky, like barrel age to it, supposedly. So I saw that and I was chatting with them, asking a few questions, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I order like two. I review one and then I give the other one away or something. If it's any good, you know what I mean. If it's crap, then we just smash it or something. Bonding over whiskey says to the cat's idea says that would be interesting, but isn't that what staves are? Yeah, yes and no. I don't think it's actually parts of the barrel, but maybe some are, and I just don't know that. Tuxedo says, which state is better? I like Florida because I've been fishing off the Keys. Don't need a real opinion. I mean, I've been to Texas. It just depends on what you're going for. I would probably prefer Florida just simply based off there's more. Like, it doesn't take you 4 hours to go somewhere in Texas and not see anything. If you like the country living lifestyle, probably Texas. If you like more city-ish, beaches, civilization, probably Florida. But you do have hunting in Texas, though. My parents used to have a deer lease that we'd go hunting on, and we go during the holidays, like Christmas time. We go out there for like a week or so, just have a good old time with it. I don't go anymore, but well then. I do wish I would have brought the other cigar out, right? A little switch up on it, and man, that looks like shit. It's way too dark. Um, Switching that back. Um, wish I would have brought the acid out here and compared that with the whiskey, but I also probably wouldn't want to waste a whole cigar, but you never know. Hunting free range? Oh God, no. No, hunting's super strict in Texas. Wish both states could collab together. Yeah, right. They do have similarities, but it's more politics side. But yeah, let me know in the chat. Have you guys had one of these cigars? Have you had any cigar for that matter? Gina Terry says, "Do you still remember me? I'm the one who typed the 2 streams ago. You did it both streams ago. I remember everybody that pops in that I like respond to usually. I may confuse y'all and mix y'all up, but yes, I remember. Got to finish those sentences, but I mean, it looks like you worked on it, and we did a good job this time." I mean, for an honest review, you got to really be into cigars to like this Eagle Rare cigar. I know, like, I'm just using acid as an example. My buddy that doesn't really smoke, doesn't really care for that stuff, he likes the acids because when you kind of taste the paper, you get this really good flavor off of it. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's just like has like a zing to it, and it's really like profound. Like you know you're tasting it. Where this is more of like just tobacco, oak, things like that. Again, I'm not the cigar reviewer, but I don't enjoy this as much as I enjoy the other one. I will say that this in particular enhances the pour because it gives you that oakiness to the drink a little bit more, and I like that profile. So for me, all this is doing is enhancing the drink. Jenny says those cigars are elite. Well, I'm glad you like them. I like them. Like, but I also know like most people that did that poll earlier, they said they don't really do cigars. I know if somebody doesn't do cigars and they want to try one, the acids are going to be very like first time friendly, if that makes sense. Keith Hancock says jealous. Keith, aren't you from High Top's channel? Right? Is that right? Am I remembering that right? Bonninger Whiskey says pretty much storm was rough today. Hey, it is getting a little dark over here. I'm gonna have to bump these lights up here in a second, unless I'm going crazy. Oh, I switched it up. I clicked a weird button. I don't know how I did that. Yes, sir. You got to tell him he's got to come on the stream. He's been like dancing around it, trying to avoid it. I called him right before, like 2 hours ago, and I said, "Hey, you got time to drive over here? You can have a little Eagle Rare, a little cigar with me. Little boys out on the porch." He said he had some interview. So I think he should be going, if he's not already live. I didn't get a notification, but maybe he's doing like a recording of it. He's doing an interview with somebody. That's why he didn't come, but who knows? Tuxedo Cat says, I randomly found some Sagamore Spirits Manhattan finished ryes at my Total Wine the other day, so I had to buy 8 of them. I love Manhattans. I mean, am I wearing pants? Would it be weird if I said no? No, I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing jeans. Bonninger Whiskey says, what you pay to go out and hunt never comes. Oh, yeah. He would want a strawberry flavored cigar. You're completely right. I was talking about those acids. That's who I'm talking about. He really does like the acid ones, but they have like a little like fruitiness to it. Like there's some like real taste besides cigar on the wrapping. I like it too, don't get me wrong, but like I know he wouldn't like this one. This is very much a like an adult cigar, if that's how you want to word it. I'm not the cigar reviewer by any means, but I did buy these first, and I got the Eagle Rare. I wanted to try them side by side, kind of see if it's worth the hype, because they are a little pricey, but you can only buy them in the 5-packs, and it basically comes out to $60 or so. So if you really want to get them, then maybe it's cool to pick them up. But I don't see anything like crazy special with them. Like it doesn't blow my socks off. When I first opened it up and started smoking it, the wrapping started peeling quite a bit. I don't know if that was user error or if that was just if it was just kind of build quality on that. But Jason in the chat says, good afternoon/evening, everyone. I'm glad I managed to catch the live stream. Keith says, wow, called Shelton a child? Not a child. I just said he likes the grillier cigars. It's fine. You said it first. Don't blame me. Yeah, appreciate you, Jason, popping in the chat. Yeah, I mean, this was a little bit different. This is an improv stream. Obviously, we're on the porch. We don't normally do in the porch. Yeah, obviously, you can tell we don't know how to set up on the porch. So we'll be back in the office tomorrow at 8:45 with an actual setup stream. But yeah, we wanted to kind of test out little cigars and a little Eagle Rare, both Eagle Rare cigars and Eagle Rare. Why is that like that? Did I mess up my whole stream? I did. Let me fix it. There we go. Now we're cooking. I do got to bump these up. Give me 1 second. I got to set the settings up a little bit more. There we go. I think that should work now. That worked on the bottom, not the top as well. Should have switched the cameras. But it is, I will say, it's a little difficult to do it out here. I've never had to set up a live stream. Well, that's not true. I've set up live streams outside, just not on a weirdly enclosed porch. Let's get back to the chat real quick. Keith says the bourbon is overrated. I can only imagine cigars are the same. I mean, I do like Eagle Rare. I like E.H. Taylor a little better. I will say Eagle Rare is probably overrated just because like it's not really worth the secondary price. You know what I mean? If you can get it for MSRP, like I got mine at Winn-Dixie for like $40. So I'd say if you can get it for $40, completely worth it because it is really good. But I think it's overrated in a sense that people do hype it up too much. The cigars, it is a solid cigar, but it's nothing special. So yeah, I would imagine this is probably a little hyped up, but it's not bad. Tuxedo Cat says, this takes me back to when I used to love Nat Sherman. And what? I don't even know who that is. Till Government outlawed him. I don't know what that is. Taylor Dom in the chat, what's up? Keith says exactly. MSRP is okay. Hard to find at MSRP in my neck of the woods. I don't know exactly where you're at, Keith, but I did post a video. It's probably too late now, but I posted a bourbon news update thing where Winn-Dixie's and Publix's, they got like an allocated drop of a lot of Buffalo Trace stuff. It was E.H. Taylor, Blanton's, Eagle Rare, some Weller Special Reserve for certain areas, and some Weller 12 for certain areas. But they didn't go to like the mom and pop places or like the popular places. They went to like Winn-Dixie of all places. Best part of Winn-Dixie though, they don't care. They just stick it on the shelf and they sell it for MSRP. So it's just first come, first serve, which that's what I like about it. So I got a tip, went up there, checked it out. It ended up working out. But that was everywhere. I heard it all in Florida, and then I heard it in Georgia and even parts of South Carolina. And so different areas, like each state got different Weller is what it looked like. But this was 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Bonding Over Whiskey says, so definitely not a beginner cigar. No, probably not. I'd say if you got this, if you've never smoked a cigar before, you probably wouldn't like it. Because it is very much like cigar forward rather than any other kind of like flavors going on. You know what I mean? Kind of like bourbon in a sense, right? You get a cigar blend bourbon, you're getting cigar notes, leather notes. You're getting like a lot of like, and frankly, like manly fucking notes, right? You're not getting citrus and florals, you know, stuff like that. And those are good too, but like this is oak is basically what I get. I'm not the cigar reviewer, so don't come for me if you are. My bad. Keith said, born and raised North Florida, but I live in East Tennessee now. You can't find anything at MSRP up here. Oh yeah, in Tennessee? Yeah, you're screwed, bud. Like, like even if you, the best chance you have is going up to Kentucky and getting, like going to the distilleries and doing like a little tour and getting bottles that way and just getting lucky. But anything too close to like the actual sources are considered like touristy, right? And then people mark it up like crazy. Just like if you go into St. Augustine and you go like downtown St. Augustine, you'll pay, you know, your firstborn just to get, you know, Buffalo Trace. And that's basically what this is, by the way. This is basically Buffalo Trace's mash bill. It's just aged 10 years. And instead of calling it, you know, Buffalo Trace aged 10 years, they made it fancy with Eagle Rare. Cool fucking name, but it's basically the same thing. Ooh, saw that? Hands. Hands for days. Now I knocked it over that way. Ooh. All these bugs out here. I didn't think about like the bugs in Florida here. I got this big old light. It's going to attract them like crazy. He said, which is wild. You'd think it'd be the other way around. Yeah, absolutely. I think the farther you get from it, the more it would cost. But I know like when we went to like Gatlinburg and stuff like that, all the alcohol was like twice as expensive. And I see like a lot of people kind of tell me like, if you live in Kentucky, if you go to a liquor store in Kentucky, you're really not getting much. You know what I mean? You have to go to the distilleries or pay like complete secondary. Jesse in the chat says this is a badass looking stream. Hey, appreciate it. This isn't our normal setup. We're just outside today. I wanted to switch it up and try to get a little cigar review going. But normally we're doing a little whiskey, a little bourbon in the actual office, which does look a lot better because it's a lot more controlled. I'm trying to fight the light from it dimming in the background, but we're working through it. Yeah, we do go live every Friday, 8:45, and that's basically where we'll do some kind of review, or like I think tomorrow we're gonna do a kind of like a blended bottle where we just dump a bunch of shit in one bottle and see what happens. So, Bonding over Whiskey says tourist areas always charge more. Yeah, I mean you're correct. I think the Kentucky area though is like more extreme because people are like going up there for it, and who don't get it at the distilleries automatically kind of fall back to the liquor stores right around there. So that's just what I hear. I haven't gone up there in a while, so. Observer in the chat says fantastic shot. Hey, appreciate it. I mean, it's not bad. I'd say the more you smoke the cigar, the more it kind of grows on you. As long as you're drinking some kind of bourbon, it does help the bourbon as well, but that's my review on it. I'm not, I wish I could like review it like all the other guys. It's just, I don't have that superpower. Keith says, do you have an infinity bottle? That's what I was trying to say. I just couldn't remember the name. Tomorrow we're going to make an infinity bottle. I reviewed that bottle of, what was it called? I'm drawing a blank. What did I review the other day? The Caribou Crossing Canadian whiskey. It's supposed to be this fancy Canadian whiskey. Everybody said it was going to be like a Canadian Blanton's. It's actually dog shit. So I'm going to dump out that liquor and we're going to fill up the bottle because it is a Rock Hill Farms bottle, which is pretty cool. And we're going to fill it with something good. Adrian says, you sucking on that cigar, bro? Hey, you're welcome. That is such a nice view you have. I mean, kind of. I live in an apartment. That's a pond. It's cool, though. It's nice to hang out here when it's cool. It's a little warm, but I definitely miss my office, I'll tell you that. Keith says, highly recommend you start one. If you don't, they are different, but super cool. I've been thinking about it for a while, but I haven't really had the bottle to put it in. And I have like a decanter that came with my cups. It's just a little clunky. But that Caribou bottle is pretty cool. And I think that would be I don't know, thought it'd be cool. So we're going to dump a bunch of stuff in it tomorrow at our normal live streams. And we're going to just hang out with that. I got to bump that light up before it drives me absolutely insane. I was punching air with that thing, bro. There we go. That looks a little better. Now it looks like I'm an actual fucking person. I let my cigar go out, though. Keith, I know you haven't been in here. Well, what's your go-to bottle? What's your daily drinker, if you will? Bonding Over Whiskey says Caribou, puke face, facts. It wasn't puke. You know, I had a couple pours afterwards to see if I was crazy. It's just not good. It's very plain, very basic. And if you're gonna spend $80 on a whiskey, you gotta get something better than Caribou. What's crazy is that everybody's talking it up like it's this great thing. It almost makes me think like, did I get like a dud bottle? Like, is my bottle just dog shit? Caribou, send me another one. Best I can do. But I'm not buying another one. Keith says, I have an infinity bottle in a wild buck whiskey bottle. It's from Springs. It's not far from you. Use the spring water for distilling. Okay. Keith says Evan Williams bottled and bond. Oh God, get out of here, Keith. Get out of here, Keith. That's not a daily drinker. I get where people drink it daily. You know what I mean? But like, no, not me. I liked it when I first started drinking, especially because it was cheap. You know what I mean, bro? It's a mess out here right now. It was cheap, very accessible. You know, it has some qualities to it, and for a $20 bottled and bond product at for 100 proof, it's not horrible, but it's not as great. Everybody kind of hypes it up to be. So I'd much rather spend the extra money to get like Redwood Empire Pipe Dream or Woodford's Double Oak or something else along those lines. To I don't know. That's just me. I'd rather spend the money than just drink that. I did that video and people absolutely lost their mind that I said that though. So it's okay to get mad at me for it. Well, if anybody is new and they just subscribe, let me know if you subscribe because I added the little button where it should pop up and tell me if somebody subscribed. So let me know if you guys did that. If not, no big deal as well. I'm just trying to see if that button worked. Buttons a little weird, you know? Did my camera die now? Bro, brutal. Sean says, I'm gay. Hey, good for you, bud. Keith says, I'm not mad at you for it. We all have our own tastes. Facts. That's what I try to say. I said, like that's just me. You know what I mean? I'd much rather have something different, spend the extra money, or just wait. I don't have to have, like, if I only had $20, you bet your butt I'd probably buy Evan Williams. But I have a couple more dollars than $20, so I'll just buy whatever. But it's good. Like, if you have a party, Evan Williams is probably the way to go because it's cheap. You get a bunch of it. Nobody's going to care. Sean says, I'm just going to get in my car and go to your house. Hey, see you when you get here, bud. Careful when you knock on the door. Keith says, it isn't my favorite, but for the money, it's solid. I'd rather have Early Times bottled and bond, but I can never find it. Facts. I can never find Early Times. And everybody tells me, like, oh, you got to put it in your top 10. You got to put it in the best under 50 and all this other shit. And I'm like, I can't find it. So, I mean, that might just be because I'm not, like really hunting it. I'm just kind of looking when I go. But, like, the places I go just have not had it. So. Tater Tom says, Sean, I didn't know 11-year-olds could drive. Oh, man. Y'all are fun. Well, bro, it's always like midstream. It just takes a weird left turn sometimes. If you guys missed the guys talking about oiling me up and shit, I mean, you missed a good one on that. Yeah, same. Keith, I hear you can get it, if you just whisper, it's out there in Tampa. But I won't get on I-4 to drive all the way to Tampa to try. You can get a lot of shit in Tampa, apparently. But I just can't. I can't make that drive. I hate I-4. Panthers looking great for thus far. What's the score? Is it even a score? Huge Panther fan. I made this stream earlier just simply so I don't miss the game. like the end of the game. The last stream ran a little long. I luckily they went to overtime and I made it, but it's do or die. I think we need this one. If we win this one, we go back home and we finish it off. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of people aren't actually in Florida from here, are they? And Keith is in Tennessee. You got Tuxedo in Colorado. Taylor Dom in Vegas, apparently. No score and 9 minutes in. I guess it's better than losing. Keith, appreciate you popping in. Tomorrow's a more kind of structured, proper live stream. So if you have time, feel free to pop in after 8:45. If not, we will catch you on the other side, bud. But we appreciate you stopping in. Make sure to tell High Top to come get on the stream. People are doing laps. I think they just want to get on the show. Oh, yeah. Sean's in Connecticut, which is, bro, that's one hell of a drive if you're going to come here. I don't even know what that drive would be. That's got to be over 16 hours, 17 hours at least. Bonnie says, you got a list for the Infinity bottle? What it looks like I'm going to end up doing is doing more like stuff that you probably don't care about bonding. I'm just going to be more like bourbon and whiskey forward. What I don't want it to turn into is just one massive Buffalo Trace bottle. But I'm going to probably put some Redwood Empire in there. Any of my like higher proof stuff I'm going to probably put in there. That way when we do mix in the Buffalo stuff, it doesn't like, it can try and stay higher proof. But that Jack Daniel's single barrel is going to go in there. The Redwood Empire cast strength will go in. And we're not going to make a huge bottle. I want it to start off like kind of like mid bottle, and then we can just add to it when we like something. So that way it's got room and it's constantly changing. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. I'm going to let you guys start calling some stuff out. I'll pull off every bottle on my shelf and say, you want this in? Is this good? I know we're not putting in. We're not putting no Caribou in. High proof works for me. What I'm hoping that this bottle turns into is like the ultimate old fashioned. You know what I mean? That's what my goal is. That's what I'm hoping. Because I can get a solid pour. You know what I mean? I can pull this out. Ooh, shit. Party foul. I can pull this out. I can pull... Actually, you know what we're going to do? I fucked up. I wanted to taste a cigar with a different bottle as well. Because I know it enhances the Eagle Rare. You know what I mean? It doesn't really do much for the cigar side, but does a higher proof bottle, like this Bar Sound, it's 126.8 proof. You all right? You good? Okay. We're going to see if this higher proof stuff does anything different. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. That guy that came in here and told me that the stream is sponsored by me saying, you know what I mean? Bro, he's in my head. Because I say it all the time. Tuxedo says Infinity bottle, Evan Williams bottle and bond, Jim Beam, white label, Jack Daniels number 7, Fireball, and a dash of Benchmark 7. What we doing, bro? What we doing? We doing the balling on a budget special? Like what's happening? I'm not doing that. Cameo from EH. I would have her come out here with the kid, but I have the cigar. So she's just kind of waving from the window. That and she's probably not dressed. What are you guys drinking on tonight? I know we've all talked about me, but what about you? Not just me, you know? Man, I love this Bardstown. I took it off screen somehow, but I'll be sad when this bottle goes. I've been slowly chipping away at it, but I'll be sad because I can't find this bottle again. It's a single barrel, obviously, but okay, hey, hold the phone. We may be onto something here. Give me a second to think on that part. Tuxedo says my infinity bottle, LOL. The whole thing's worth a whopping $376. Tuxedo says I have a new 2XO. I've been seeing those 2XOs, and every time I see them, I think of you, and I'm like, man, I should pick one up, but I just haven't. So, shame on me. We do have a live audience, by the way, guys. Just letting you know. For this cigar, what I will say is when I drank the Eagle Rare and I went to the cigar, right? Really, the cigar helped the pour. It didn't really do much for the cigar, but I will say a little sip of some way higher proof shit because the Eagle Rare is 90 proof, you know, right? 90 proof. I'm not tripping. Yeah, I think it's 90 proof. Yeah, 90 proof. This is 126. We're talking about a whole 40 extra points of proof. So when you take a sip of this, right, it like intensifies the cigar. And because this Bardstown, by the way, is like, it is very good and it has that punch to it, but I still kind of categorize this as almost like a little dessert-ish because it has tons of chocolate notes, caramel notes, vanilla notes. It reminds me of dessert. You know what I mean? Even though the proof doesn't scream that. But it brings the sweetness that this is missing. This is more oakiness, right? Where the Eagle Rare, it's kind of like even keel with it. It's not a ton of sweetness to overpower this. This does. So I'd say if you're going to smoke an Eagle Rare cigar, go with some higher proof shit. Jesus Christ. Y'all correct me. Bonnie Royce says, my infinity bottle is going to consist of single barrels. Also, you gave me my recommendation for tonight. Hey, good job. Pat on the back, me. I mean, single barrels would be cool. I don't think I have that many to do that, but in the future we'll have a few, but a little bit farther down the road. I've been trying to slow down on my spending for bottles. I've been going to town, you know. Bonding over whiskey says 36 proof points. My bad. You couldn't just give it to me and just let me have it? Let me have my moment? But it's okay. I appreciate you keeping me on my toes. Tuxedo says, I wouldn't hold it against you if you didn't mind. I have them all. They're all hit or miss amongst my pals, so if you had to recommend one to you out of all of them, it would be the Innkeeper's Blend. Hey, cool. Tim Reed says, just coming in to feed. How long have you had those sticks? I've had them right after I bought them, and they were just okay 6 months later. They were great. So the Eagle Rare cigars, I've honestly, what month are we in? May? I've had them almost 6 months. And I didn't have them when I got them. Because I got these middle of January, and when I got them, I was like, I'm going to wait till I get a bottle of Eagle Rare at the house, and I'll kind of compare the two. We're almost in June, so let's call it 5 months. And it's not bad. Like, I like cigars, so I'm okay smoking this, but I was also referring to, like, I'm not the cigar reviewer, so I probably can't give you the best review on it. But I can tell you if, like, an everyday person would like it. I would say if you smoke cigars often, you probably would like this. I think this is only going to be good, though, in my opinion, with some kind of whiskey or cigar, or whiskey or bourbon or something along those lines. If you drink scotch, maybe scotch, because I think the cigar more or less is helping enhance the drink rather than vice versa. Cigar is very like basic in regards of like flavor to me. That's just me. Um, like my favorite cigar, I'm basic. I like the acid ones because the flavor on those wrappings kind of hand stuff. Not that great for like whiskey, but it's good for like an everyday kind of thing, and they're cheaper. But I'm not mad at this. But I know if any of my other friends came over to have a little cigar, they probably wouldn't care for this. Where's I can't I think her name is Jenny. Where's Jenny with my Panthers update? That's cool. If I'm just coming into the feed though, Tim. Just so you guys know, if you haven't already, feel free to like, do a little subscribe action. We do. This is just more of an improv live stream. We did it on the porch just to kind of just test it out, see what it's like. We do mainly do it our live streams Friday 8:45. We do them in the office where it's a lot more light controlled. It looks a little fancier. We tried different bottles. We got some stuff planned for tomorrow to make a little infinity bottle. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And then yeah, I got ashes everywhere. Tuxedo said, "Oh my, Panthers update aren't good enough." I didn't see you in the chat, bud. Usually when the Panthers are on, you dip out. You go make a sandwich or tell me your friend's got to take your phone or something. I will say this cigar has a really good pull. Like you don't have to like blow your back out here to like really get much from it. Tuxedo goes, "I'm not enough. I see how it is, bro. I gave you the wrench. I gave you the wrench for the stream." Tuxedo Cat says Panthers are scoreless right now, but Panthers will lead before the end of the period. I'm calling it. Somebody call Vegas, throw some money on it. Well, boys, it's a fun little stream. You know what I think I'm going to do? Tim Stone in the chat says, ugh, it looks delicious. The cigar or me, babe? Hey. No, the cigar is actually really good. For somebody that likes cigars, though. You know? It's not a beginner cigar. It looks cool, though. You know what I mean? What I will be doing, you guys know how I like my B-roll stuff that I've been slacking on since the kid got here? I'll definitely be saving one of these just solely for the B-roll. Because it looks cool. You know what I mean? So, the box looks cool. It's just a cool looking piece. And you know me, I'm all about the aesthetics with a lot of this shit. Tater Dom says, sounds kinky, right? Hey. Oh, the wrench? Hey. We're here for it. What I am thinking I'm going to do, though, is probably going to shut this stream down. And then I'm going to go eat some food, make sure the kid's good. I think I'm going to do a little phone stream from the office. Because it's a little hot out here. You guys game for that? We do a little phone stream tonight where we don't have to like set up everything all proper. You never know. Tim Stone says, do a backflip, please. You want me to do a backflip off the balcony? Is what you're saying? Way to go, Tim. Way to promote suicide. Tuxedo says, okay, we'll see you in a little. Maybe Eric/Lopez will be in. Also, where has Buto been? I don't know, bro. He's been missing. I haven't seen Buto in like a long time. Since we announced the giveaway, like the start of it. That's the last time I saw him. I think you gotta click your heels and say his name 3 times for him to do that. But yeah, I think I've sweated enough out here. Final review, cigar is good. If you can find a single one and you want to try it, definitely pick it up and try it. But if you got to buy the pack, unless you're really into cigars, don't bother. Get yourself one of those acid blondes or an acid, really any of them. They're all pretty good for starting out. So I appreciate you people popping in on a random Thursday. Make sure if you haven't already, subscribe, do all that stuff. We will go live tomorrow as well, 8:45 for more little proper live stream. But if not, boys and ladies and gentlemen, I will see you on the other side.